Good boys, good boys. There you go, Eddie. Out.
Cheers, guys.
Out.
That's us, Stephen, up and running.
Hello, everybody.
Live with the tribe. Whoever that is. I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah, there are a tribe, aren't they?
There are. there are
are
people.
tribe.
There are people. Apologies
Hello,
for
Matt.
being late.
Hello, Gizmo.
Matt and Gizmo and Matt and Gizmo. So
Sean,
and
Ghost
Sean and
Malone.
Ghost Malone. How are you, fellas? Sorry for being late,
Fitz.
guys.
Nice to see you. I nearly went Morecambe on Ways there. Nice to see you. To see you. Nice. So, what are we going to talk about today? Well, one thing we'd love to talk about, if you've got suggestions, please give us suggestions and we'll chitter about them. We've got a couple of things lined up here, but for me it would be interesting
Absolutely.
to respond to what you'd like to talk about. Anything sort of topical at the minute that you'd like to talk about?
There's been plenty of interesting stuff going around. I mean, I've noticed Bucks seem to have been in the podcast a lot over the last week. I know Rasputin's Castle did one. Thrifty was showing off his 30 CV, Buck 110.
Yeah.
So it'd be interesting, anything like that floating around or whatever.
I fancy the Buck Sport. That's the one I fancy. That's 30. It's the 112 size.
And it's the lighter handle, isn't it?
It's much lighter. Yeah, my Carta.
Very nice.
So anything on that, folks? Anything at all?
Well, Matt, we're glad that you could make this one. It's always good to have everybody, someone new or somebody who doesn't manage to make it as often as they could do or would like to. There's Jason as well, the troublemaker himself. Keeps on sending you free stuff. He keeps on sending you stuff.
Jason, he's a nice man.
Well,
I only have nice men.
Is he, or is he just currying favourite? I'm sure he is.
I turned the guys at Networks into
Smoky Mountain Networks on to Ashley Harrison. Ghost Malone.
Happy days.
What have you done?
That would be nice.
It would be great for Ashley. It would be fantastic.
I just think it's lovely I just didn't think Ashley was wanting to go that far because...
Well, it'll be interesting to see what he makes of it,
yeah,
that's for sure.
Really interesting.
It may not actually be up to him if Smoky Mountain Knife Works wanting his knives badly enough, they'll be buying everything he produces.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. I'd love people to get them because I don't share them because they're just good for me. I'd love everybody to have an Ashley Harrison.
Well, I was thinking more the Arthur Wrights, the production line.
Well, you can get them now. James and Company on in America now, and they're getting them cheaper than what we buy them here.
You're not serious?
They get them delivered to the doors for about $38. We pay £38. So, I mean, you can get them in America cheaper than we can buy them here, which is crazy, but it's the way it is, and I'm happy. I just love to share. There's quite a lot of people.
I'm not happy. They're getting them cheaper.
There's a lot of people that follow me have actually got them and then really enjoying them and going back for other ones, and I just think that's the more we get it spread around.
Well, very true.
It's nice.
It's okay, Randy. We were late too. And when I say we, I mean me.
Has Randy been in the cellar or is he?
Did they let him out for the evening?
I don't know.
Who knows?
You never sure of Randy. Dean, how you doing, boy? Yeah, so I got a couple of new things this week. Justin has a couple of new things, and I've sort of. Why is that light not on? Because I haven't switched it on, Stephen.
Yeah, that would help. Mind you, if it shows me there you go.
Yeah,
I'm not sure that's better.
That's better. That is certainly better. I'm going to put this one on too, just for our live cam when we go to it.
When we go to it.
I went a bit crackers this week.
Yeah, especially last week after saying last week that you couldn't afford to buy anything.
Yeah, well, I really couldn't afford. I had to borrow it off Sally, which is never a good thing, and now I'm in debt. I sold one thing, so I've half it paid off. The other to do.
Beg pardon.
Try to steal my tea. Nearly got the resulting. You nearly got this into the
sharp response. That's usually the way it goes.
So I'm going to show this. Hi, Paddy and everyone. Good afternoon. Be shitty.
Absolutely.
Love the shirts, guys. Yes, they were just iron-on stickers I got on Amazon. I thought they'll do lovely for our little podcast. It's not as easy over here. Well, I find it to get companies that will do the merchandising
kind of stuff. Yeah.
So
you guys have got are lucky over there, I think, with some of the stuff. And there is John's in the room.
Thrifty Kniffy.
Fish and chipper with a large fizzy plate.
Yes, I went and bought something I've never bought before. I bought a tactical knife. Well,
the horror.
it's not even a knife, really. It's a bayonet. That was a bit of French thrown in there. Do you like that? A bayonet.
Yes, sir. Hello, hello.
And apparently this design, it's either French or Belgium. I've read two two reports that say one or the other, and I'm not sure. I have to do, so here it is, sorry. There it is. It's a big bayonet.
It's a monster.
It really is. It's like, well, it's not big.
Shall we go to knife cam and see if it fits in?
Yeah, well, let's see if it fits in it and see.
Bear with us here, guys. While we swap
Just going to go to knife
Oh,
cam.
yeah, there we go. That's
There we go. That's what I bought. And it is the L1A3, which, I mean, this is the reason I bought it, because I'm quite vain, or not vain, but I like things that mean something other than it's just this knife.
Mm-hmm.
And I've never ventured into this sort of side of the hobby. I now fancy a sword or something like that.
Well, you can borrow my katana if you want.
What katana have you got?
I've got a katana. I don't know if it is any katana. I got it in Spain.
All right.
Actually, my wife bought it for me on our honeymoon.
Well, there you go.
But it's been up in her space for years. I call it my family honour sword. I'll pass it down to my children.
Lovely.
It's very useful during the zombie apocalypse, but
So-
there you go.
Is this up live?
Not yet.
All right. Oh, I didn't realize you could.
There we go.
There we go. Yes. I mean, I've never been interested in, not that I've never been interested, it's just, I didn't have this side of a knife financial side set aside. Do you know what I mean? This is a different sort of, and I know what I'm like. I have an addictive personality. I'll get one, and then I'm going to want every bayonet from every country in the world. That's just the way my knife collecting goes, or seems to have gone. So this one I got, this is in perfect condition. It's been completely redone, not redone, but completely just refurbished. And it's just, it really has got me. But the reason that it's got me is when it was made. Mm-hmm. This was new into the British Army and the British services. It was designed in 57 and went into production 58.
Uh-huh.
And then it was first, this one is just a year after the first production, which was 1959.
Which was, drum roll please,
My birthday.
there you go.
So this was produced in my birthday year. So I thought there's a nice way to give something a little bit of sentimentality.
Absolutely. So apart from the revelation that we just heard that Stephen wasn't actually alive in the time of the dinosaurs, we have an actual knife with a little bit of history. Oh, as much history as you do, actually.
Yeah.
There you
No,
go.
what? So this is made in 1959, went into service. It's got all the markings on it, which is lovely. British batons our bayonets have all the markings on them,
Uh-huh.
including the date, the year they were made, and all that.
Fantastic.
It's all over it in different wee places, and I don't think you'll listen to the retention. That it's like a spring that goes into this. Oh, what?
Into that groove.
It's a spring that goes into the blood
fluid?
groove. I know it's not a blood groove, but it's just a spring. Now, it only goes in one way. So it goes in, and you can see it goes in at an angle. Can you see that? It gives it lines up and then just snaps in.
Maybe it does.
Which, yeah, it really is secure. I mean, it might rattle, but it's not going anywhere. Do you know what I mean? But I thought they would have cut, especially for a war if you're running or whatever. But I suppose if you got big packs on, it's not going to matter. But anyway, you're attacking somebody with a bayonet. You're not running that far. But I just think it is super. As a knife, it's not a knife. This is a tool that is perfect for exactly what it says on the tin. When you take that out and put that in your rifle, that is for one thing and one thing only. Now, it's sort of concave down to the edge, but it's not sharp. But you're not going to be doing wee cuts of your, this is for sticking into something and puncturing it.
And when we mean something, we mean somebody. Yeah. We've had our first, well, not our first, but definitely not our last sarcastic comment from Tom. It was produced in 1859. He's just double checking.
Cheeky? Cheeky man. What a cheeky man. How double dare you?
And him, he can talk with family members like what he's.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah. I have a good mind to give his son a clipper in the ear just for the badness. But yeah, it is just, I'll just get that clarified. It's 1959.
That's his story, and he's sticking to it.
So yeah, I'm really, really pleased that it's been done to an exceptionally high standard. And I thought this was a bit of a mistake where he'd gone over, but all the models have this on them. They paint the handle or whatever.
Right.
They spray it. Oh,
Because I thought it was just shadow.
Yeah, they spray the handle with this, and it's not. It's just sprayed on here as well, so it keeps everything secure in here. I don't know whether that helps rot or anything like that, because I would say probably a carbon steel blade. So I mean,
And is it treated in something? Is it coated in something there?
It looks like it has been coated in something. I'm not sure what it is. Again, I haven't done a lot of research yet, so I'll do the research before I do a full review. This is the first time this has been seen. It hasn't been on the channel, and that's what I'm going to try and do. For those who come and watch the our live videos, we're going to try to do them once a week as much as we can. But I'm going to be showing things that hasn't been seen on the
normal Paddy
on the
potato
yeah. I'm going to have it here first.
Yeah.
Any knives we get new, I'll try to get them on here. Now, obviously, if they come in days during the week, I don't have the patience, but I'll try very hard. That was a day. That was hard enough. But we'll do them all live on here so that you're the first to see them.
Hopefully it will coincide.
So I'm going to hand this over to Justin just to let him open it. He sees what it's like.
Absolutely.
And you put it back on the. Let's see.
Well, we're back on the main camera because I can't reach it over there anyway. Right. So this feels really good, and I'm fascinated by that. The connector at the end.
That's when it's gone on your rifle.
On the rifle, so it just is that just a wee.
That's how you unlock it. When you put it on, it snaps in.
It just snaps in,
and then you unlock it. You push that wee button.
Okay.
Turn it around. You're showing the wrong side.
So to pull it out, as the actress said to the bishop. Holy mackerel! There's an awful lot of pulling in that.
But don't forget, you're going to be you're ripping it out. You're actually going to go and stick it in someday.
Yes. So with the right motivation, I suppose
somebody running at you with another one.
You're going to get it out. Yeah. As the actress said to the bishop. No, that's a fantastic. But it's a real solid feel to it. It really is.
Very much so. And I don't know why I didn't expect it, because the other part of this is the bayonet I would have been issued with when we were in training.
Oh, right.
And when we done guards, this is the bayonet that we would have used. So it was...
it would have been...
when I joined up in 77, that was in service still from 1959.
Because you mentioned that you were still using the SLR.
SLR, and that's what that's for. Or the FAL, which is the European version.
Belgian version of
it. And Australia used it, Belgium. Yeah. Quite a few countries used that same sort of bayonet. It was designed to fit.
SLR, self-loading rifle?
Self-loading rifle.
See that? And that was before the SA-80 came in
long before that. Yeah. I'd left the Navy long before SA-80 came in.
You see, we were all familiar with the SLR living in Northern Ireland.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, to be honest, I go back to the 303 in Northern Ireland because my dad was issued a 303
I'll be down.
When he was out in the beat.
Was he Rook?
No, he was B.
No, there's more history there for you.
Yeah, my dad was a marksman, I have to say. He was, one of the top.
In the family, really?
One on the top. No, I'm not a marksman, no.
Oh, but you shot, though?
Oh, yeah, shot, yeah. Usually indiscriminately, I'm Navy.
It's not about accuracy, it's about volume of fire.
When you were in the Navy and you joined up, you were learned to point in a direction. And as long as your rifle remained in that direction, it was safe to fire. Sadly, if people didn't know you were shooting and ran across you, your own team, gone. So, just to let you know, if you ever see a sailor with a rifle, run. Just hide.
I suppose that's as good a way to train people who are going to be on up and down side to side boats that are on a regular. That's going to affect your aim at the best.
Well, we use big guns on the boats.
Well, yeah, ones that you didn't actually need to see your targets.
The missiles that were on my frigates were the Sea-Cat missiles, which was another thing. Fire it up in the air and see where it goes, because they weren't Sea-Cat, because we were using the old end of the World War era the old Sea-Cats. Yeah. We used them. We were doing trials. They get practicing using proper missile systems, and the amount of the old ones used to go up in the sky and straight back out again. It was
you just had to make sure you were out of the area.
Yeah, they would go completely off target and have to be blown up. I mean, it was just. I remember out in the Pacific in America when we were using the Sea-Cats, there's ranges out there, ships that you could actually go out and fire at proper ships. They're brilliant, they were brilliant when they wanted to, but Sea-Cat was more for planes. and you fired as many as you could up in the sky, and hopefully a plane ran into them. That's how accurate they were.
Okay, so again, back to the volume,
Yeah.
quantity rather than
wins,
quality.
yeah. Navy has that sort of thing.
Yes, as Tom's comment, there's nothing more dangerous than a sailor with
Oh,
a
it's not.
rifle.
There really isn't. The rifle range. I have never seen more people get slapped in my life than on a naval rifle range when they're doing the trainees when they bring them up to shoot the. They turn around to the instructor. Is this all right?
Well, Mikey's saying the same thing. He has a certain nostalgic attraction or connection to the SLR, and not a high opinion of the SAED. But it's funny you should mention that, because while I was never in the service, which the service should be internally grateful for, it has to be said.
They got rid of me. They were all right.
I taught riflery
Right.
in the summer camp in America 1 year.
Fantastic.
No, yeah, fantastic. First of all, this confirms my conviction that Americans are crazy. No offense, guys, but if you allow me to have rifles and teach your children how to shoot a hobbit from Northern Ireland, are you insane? The answer is yes. Okay? So they put me in charge of the rifle range at summer camp. I was in Maine and Androscoggin, and I had a huge amount of fun because nobody ever wanted to come shooting. So I used to sit down at the range all day myself, just popping off, just shooting things at the bottom of the range. It was great. I went through so many bullets, it was unbelievable. But the same thing happened. You would get kids prone on the mats shooting, and they would get a misfire or something, and they would just swing around with the rifle, and you'd go, what?
Oh, I have to say the drill instructors in Navy were worth their money. Was just not enough for what they had to do.
I can quite appreciate that.
It's funny. They always say about the Irish being a bit thick. And I know it's a joke, and it's just it's nice because a lot of that was reserved to the big navvies that went over. They were all ex-farmers. They went over to dig the roads and lay the roads in England. But I mean, I remember I was up to do my test to join the Navy, and you go in a big room, there's a whole crowd of you. You sit and do your test, hand it in, and walk out. This he was a chief or a PO, I can't remember at the time. Too long. He came out into the front room afterwards when they'd done the checks, and he says, anybody not sure how to spell their name? Well, this fella was just down around the border somewhere and spelt his own name wrong on the paper. Plus, he failed badly on the test. But I have never laughed so hard in my life. And this poor, I really do feel sorry for him. I mean, because that's not something you want to. But he spelt his name wrong on the signing up paper to join. But I bet you the next year he got in when he learned how to spell it.
And, I mean, our life in their hands. I mean,
it really is.
That's a phrase I apply because I work up in the hospital and I train. I mean, a whole bunch of clinical staff,
brain surgery.
But we just do management training and stuff. But we always see the new doctors in training coming through, and I think you get to a certain age. My God, I mean, these kids coming through, as junior doctors, or even working on their consultant qualifications or whatever else, and you're looking at them going, "My life in your hands." You're barely out of nappies, kid. It's unbelievable.
Well, the scary thing is my grandchildren are as old as him, and it gets even worse as you get. I've got a picture I must show you. My wee granddaughter got her degree, passed her degree.
Fantastic.
I've forgotten what the flipping degree is now.
I'm sure it'll come
Physiotherapy.
Back. There you go.
So she was on Liverpool University, and her dad went over there and there's a lovely picture of the two of them together. I've never seen her dad look as proud in my life.
Oh, well, it's a milestone.
It's just so she just passed there and got her on her wee hat, that fez hat, and thing. I didn't go to university,
It's a mortarboard statement.
Yeah.
It's a mortarboard.
But apparently it's a big thing if you go to university. But
yeah, well, I've been to 4 so far, so
forgive me, lads. Got to lurk while building cabinets. Oh,
yeah, Byron's doing his crafty thing again.
Happy days. Sailors are not the best too.
Well, they like to help every now and again. What can you say, Thrifty?
No.
No, what was Don saying? Now we're getting some proper talk. Don, we're going to come on to this in a minute because I just want to say something. What's with the wee clip?
That clip's on your belt. You've got there's actual You can have it'll go into a sheath like a white
it's
sheath.
like a wee frog.
Yeah, but it goes on and you can just clip it in there.
Because it reminds me of the Mora sheets.
Yeah, that's
on the
exactly.
Mora
It's that
companions.
sort of thing where it
Yeah.
would go on your belt. But I mean, usually you have it goes into a white cover that comes over it, and then onto your gaiter belt. That's the way we would have carried it on a gaiter belt. I have a picture of me with a rifle with this on, and I must find it in my whites. We were actually in America at the time, so.
Oh, you full dress whites?
Yeah, full dress whites on the sea. We were bringing somebody on board. We were the honour guard for somebody coming out. I don't know who it was. Oh yeah, all lined up. So I'll have to get a picture of that and put it up. So that'll be up on the channel very soon, when I do the limited amount of resource or research that I normally do.
Randy, yes, apropos of my earlier comments, you're not wrong. And I've just got a new boss who's a fantastic guy, but honestly, he's in his late 30s now, but he does, and we joke with him about it because he looks as if he's just started shaving. It is ridiculous. But anyway, yes, back to Dawn C and the topic at hand, which is new knives. New knives, Stephen.
New knives, and I really like the case saddle horn.
That's the one with. Is that the one with the two blades?
Yeah, it can have the two blades. I think they do a single blade as well, saddle horn.
But they're quite bulbous blades.
Yeah,
aren't
it's
they?
really big.
Yeah.
I really do like. Rough Rider do one if you wanted to check them out. They do one in the black handle. I think it's carbon as well. Carbon steel Rough Rider one, yeah. And there's two that they do are really of that thick, heavy gauge nature. There's the saddle horn, and there's another one they do. Oh, I can't think of what it is. It's very much in that sort of shape. Big and bulbous, and two super thick blades on them.
But that was the one. Now I come to think of it, that was the one when we were looking at custom knives, and I was showing you the other back pocket that had come up.
Yeah.
But you immediately focused on the saddle horn further down the line, which was a Tony Bowes, I think, a special edition. Now it was about £190 or something like that. But it was a gorgeous looking one.
They are. I like that. I like that pattern.
Yeah.
I would like a single bladed one if possible, but I suppose I could go with a double bladed.
You could live with it. I mean, if you really had to. I mean, it's a sacrifice you're willing to make.
Well, I hope Dawn has put a picture up on Instagram. I didn't get looking at it. Again, I'm sorry. I was supposed to do a sharpening video yesterday, but on Tuesday, as anybody else was, I went down to my caravan. The boiler went on my caravan, so I'm still waiting to get the boiler man to come down and fix it. Then my car had its MOT yesterday, and for those in the States, it's the yearly check of your car. They check all the outer, not so much the engine, but it's the outer parts of your car, your tires, all the ball joints, all things like that, and your exhaust, your emissions. So that my car had to go through that yesterday. Thankfully passed with flying colours. I'm one of the few people that will have a 5-year-old car with 17,000 miles on it.
Yeah.
It's about a year's mileage of what I would have used
Exactly.
to do. So I mean, it's 5-year-old, and I just love it. It's my wee Hyundai, and that's when you know you're old. You've got a Hyundai. But I'm telling you, 5 years I've had it, and I've never had a problem. Now, granted, there's only been low mileage, but it just flies through MOT. It's still the original tyres on it, 17,000 miles. I think that's great.
That can't be fair in that.
No, that's good. And now they're good tyres now.
I was comparing and contrasting, and I have a 2007 Seat with 130,000 miles on it. So it's...
don't forget, I was used to taxis. When I was taxiing, I was way up in the I never made it to 2,000 in a taxi car before it changed in, but I was way up in the 180s.
I can well believe it. I think that would be easy enough done. Absolutely.
So, I mean, the big change for me, the last job that I done was taxiing. And it was now I don't do any driving hardly, and it's so nice. When I go out in the car, I have such pleasure again.
There is a pleasure in
I've got an automatic. When I taxied, I had a gear change, and my left knee with my bad knees was, come the end of the day of a 12-hour shift, I couldn't move. When I got out of the car, now with an automatic, it's
bliss.
It's just
well, that actually answers Randy's query. Are we talking about the car or or Stephen's?
If they would do me as well, that would be great.
I don't think there's any MOT in the world will help Stephen.
I don't think there's any MOT on humans in Northern Ireland. We're so backed up now. I think it's about 5 years for the average waiting time to get something done on the NHS. I mean, it's stupid.
No. Lists and lists and waiting.
Just you go on the waiting lists.
It is. It's true. Mikey apparently was at Guns N' Roses a couple of weeks ago, and he met some Irish lads who had a bad influence over him. Apparently he's still
sucking diesel.
No, I think given that Mikey has introduced the Irish vernacular again, or the Ulster vernacular, sucking diesel, and T-Fetch is introducing feck, 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 which isn't as bad as everybody seems to think it is.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean what you think it
No,
means.
it just means flipping.
Yes, or it actually just means to throw from the Gaelic. But there you go.
Oh, I didn't know that.
There you go. To feck it over the fence. Fence is actually to throw
I
it over the
didn't
fence.
know that.
There
Good
you
info.
go.
I love
Yeah,
it.
isn't it?
This is history in the making. This challenge.
We're learning. But the one I like that's like sucking diesel is, what is it? Jesus, Mary, and the little Joseph, and the little donkey too. Jesus, Mary, and the little donkey too.
Yes.
And his absolute best one from the Line of Fire or Line of Duty is, "Do you think I came up the lagging in a bubble?"
Yes, that's a very, very well used one.
Absolutely. The beauty about that, and guys, if you haven't seen in the Line of Duty, the guy Adrian Dunbar, I think it is.
Yeah, it is
who,
Adrian Dunbar.
Who is he's the chief inspector or something from Northern Ireland. Apparently, they're not scripted, so those little phrases he just chucked in,
Yeah.
and they decided to keep them in and started to encourage him to throw more.
Well,
of
yeah,
them.
because
so every season it was. It
They
just
weren't
became
meant to be
weird.
funny. They're just what we use over here. They're just a saying.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it just became almost
Yes.
iconic with the whole show. So there we go.
Line of Duty. If you ever get to see it, I think it was a BBC One.
It wasn't it?
Yeah, BBC One. If you ever get the chance to watch that series, it's fantastic.
It really is.
I think there's a few of them there. I think
There's about
there's two or three. I was
four
going to say
series.
three. Yeah. Fantastic series. Please watch it. It's not about Northern Ireland, but it's about it's just about the
internal,
police.
I think
Yeah,
it's internal
affairs.
yeah,
Yeah,
and police investigations.
really great.
Okie dokie.
Really great.
Right. When Thrifty's asking, when you live on an island, where can you drive to? Okay, Thrifty, let me give you an example. You know the way when you get in a car in America and you drive for 3 hours, you end up like 1,500 miles away, okay?
In another state, even.
Yeah, you might actually. Well, in some
Yeah.
some places in
2 or
the
3
United
states,
States, they get to the end of the driveway after 1,500 miles. If you drive for 3 hours in Northern Ireland, you'll get something like 30 to 40 miles away. That's it.
And you'll be. It's a wet ending, and you're heading to America on a ship that's not a ship.
Yeah, but yeah, driving in
3 hours, you're off the edge.
Driving in Ireland, you don't have to go very far to get anywhere, but it does take you an awful long time to get there. It has to be said.
Yeah, it's a different life.
Yeah. Okie dokie. Yes, special ed. This is very true. That is our mission statement.
Thank you, special ed. Somebody who has realised it.
And
That's
entertaining.
Yeah, what a nice man special ed is.
He is.
I don't care what everyone else says about him,
Oh,
but I think he's
that's
nice.
very
You
true.
know.
But I think the special there is, and the ed is probably given his judgment on that. No.
I just said that DLT still has an
Guys.
ebony shell. Oh, there you are.
Ooh, there we go.
See that, Annie?
Ooh, that sounds nice.
That does sound nice.
That would go very nicely with your Ashley. I'm not saying the name of the blade because that is like, it's like doing the Candyman thing. It brings Matt. It will bring slip joints.
Should have just show it.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what I have got that it's sort of in that shape, and that's probably why it's not exactly that. But you see, that's a lovely big blade. That's a sow belly case,
Very nice.
but it's it's a
Go to the
lovely shape.
Go to the
But
camera.
there's a nice one there too. There's the
That's a beauty as well.
uh-huh.
Is that a GC?
No, that's a case.
It's a case
It's a
as well.
Tony Bowles. They're both Tony Bowles designs.
Very nice.
If you want, I'll put them up
Put
on
them
the.
on the knife cam there.
There's two there. That the shapes. I mean, I think Thrifty will love that case, sow belly, and he'll sort of like that single bladed. I think that's a sow belly too. Let me just get that
It'd be
there.
hard to.
There you go. Lovely shaped knives, single blade, double blade. This is a much thinner.
Isn't that? Is it a double blade or is it a triple?
This is a double. Oh, it's a
It's a
triple.
stock
Sorry,
one, it's a stock
it's a sow belly stock one. What was I thinking? Yeah,
Yeah.
single blade. You can see the difference. I was looking down there, but it's only on 2 springs. I think that's what threw me. It doesn't take much to throw me, mind you, but. So they're lovely. That's a Tony Bowles. I love this blade shape. The clip on this is a good size clip.
That's a gorgeous one.
Isn't it lovely? I really do like that now.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the Blade Show ones, and I think this was as well now. But this is just your Stockman. It's got about a 5 pull, which to be honest, in a Stockman, I quite like that. It's easier to get them out. Stockman, if you get a really sturdy blade, when you're especially if you're going to do that and you're pulling one up, you've a good chance of
I can understand that.
taking
yeah.
the fingers off yourself. But no, I love the big fat blades in this. The spy blade, particularly beautiful with a swedge right along the top there. It is stunning.
No, you did it. You mentioned it.
Yeah, but
Mention it
is
twice
that not
more,
just-
and slip joint sawyer will magically appear.
That's beautiful. The top of that, I think
I love the swedge on it.
it's
You're quite right.
it is completely different. It comes along. It's got like a little hump in the centre here, which gives it that bird beak. That's
and it does have that kind of have a kind of beast kind of shape to it as well.
I mean, Case makes some lovely knives when they do
Yeah,
them.
yeah,
They just
when
do.
they do them,
I mean,
they really do.
you can call them all the names of the day, and I do. But when they get it right, I mean, that is just a stunning knife. Yeah. Although you're gonna
Thrifty concurs, by the way. It's a sorry, Billy.
Sorry, Billy. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I love them two knives. They're just super nice. I've actually got, for anybody who watches my proper videos, I've got my Rough Riders lined up for tomorrow. Somebody was doing your top 5 Rough Riders. I don't have a lot of Rough Riders left compared to what I used to have.
Yeah.
But I like the ones I've got, so I'm going to do a wee video maybe tomorrow or Saturday on my Rough Riders.
Excellent.
And just show them.
Excellent. Well,
the Knife Raven, how you doing, big lad?
He's asking about the Higonokami.
And a Higonokami today. Any love for that knife? I've had maybe 2 or 3 Higonokamis, and I think they're fantastic knives. But I'll tell you for why that I don't have one anymore, and it's another one that's very similar, but it was a modern version, and I can't remember. This came in battle box, so I'll do it underneath here. It's probably this is what I have. This came in battle box. This is copper, and it's got. If you see the tip on it there. When you push that, it just comes out, and it's just a little bit better in construction.
Folder,
it's just a friction folder. But that little pad there, when you set your finger on it, it ain't going anywhere. Do you know what I mean? And I used this in place of a Higonokami, although they are perfectly. And the blue steel they use is just absolutely fantastic, great edge. But this had, I think it was D2. This had on it. It came with battle box. Oh, it must be 4 or 5 years ago. And it was one of my kind subs sent it to me, and I really do love it. You can see the battle box on the clip, which is a subscription for those over here in the UK. I don't know. It's a subscription box that comes out.
Is it just
monthly.
random knives?
You don't get decided. You pay say £200 a month, and you get a box full of stuff. Not necessarily all knives.
Yeah.
It wasn't just a sole knife one. It was camping gear, anything like that. So
fantastic.
So there you go.
The Higonokamis. I've never actually had a Higonokami in hand, and it was. But I know the format, form factor, and everything. It was just. It's just not one that's never captured my imagination, I suppose.
I'll tell you one of the nice things to do if you want to know what it is and you're not sure, and I'm sure the Knife Raven will agree with this. If you go on YouTube and type in Higonokami, and you'll get actual videos of the men on the side of the street making them, and it's fantastic. It's their dime knife or their,
really?
It really is made on the side of the street. It's just a folded bit of metal with a pin through it, hammered shut, and that's it. The blade's obviously done. They're experts over there doing things very fast and on sort of primitive materials because it is a primitive knife. It's been around for hundreds. With the Chinese, it could be thousands of years. You know what I mean? So,
and it happened. It did happen. See?
What's that?
we know how to summon you, man. We know how to summon you. It's like Candyman. You just say spay, spay, spay 3 times, and you will magically. Slippy is quite rightly in the house. He is indeed.
Hello, Matt. How you doing, buddy? Yes. So, Matt, you were away, so I'm going to show you. This is what I got this week, which is a wee bit different than normal for me. This is a British bayonet. Bayonet. I couldn't get it. It's like Maximum.
And a baton is a big stick.
Look at that beauty. It's been completely refurbished, and they made an excellent job of it. It's a beautiful knife. But it was the year I was born this was made. And then I use this in my service days.
Excellent. Well, I got a knife too.
Yes, you did, and I want you to show your knife because... Do you want me to show your knife?
Yes, please.
Because
if you would be so kind.
He has got a knife that I'm jealous of. It's a beautiful, beautiful knife.
And the thing about it is, this knife came on the back of, if anybody was in the room last week when we did our yes, sorry, I'm stalling for time because I handed this knife last night to my wife to open some parcels from Amazon, and then I forgot completely to clean it, which is heresy. When you see this knife, you'll start to understand my shame. But this was on the back. This just goes to show how easily influenced I am. We actually talked about it on the podcast last week, and Stephen convinced me to go for it. So here we are, without further ado, my GEC C72.
The GEC number 72. What a stunning knife. It is beautiful. That lovely, you can either call it a drop or a clip. It does turn a wee bit up, so I'll have to call it a clip. But, oh my goodness, do you see this wood? This wood is just stunning.
Now,
and
we
this
call
is
it Chechen rosewood, I think.
Chechen rosewood, which is lovely. Because funny, I've just been doing I've done a wee video this week on the rosewoods.
Oh,
the
yeah,
two different ones
on
I've
the
got.
Barlows from Ashley,
and
or
this
the Arthur Wrights, yeah.
You know, it's such, the grain in it is so beautiful and fine. It's nearly like a thin but straighter grain that you would get on what was the word I was thinking of? Ironwood. It's that sort of, you can really see it, it's detailed, it's defined. Just stunning. And I just think it's a lovely knife. I have the 73, which is the non-locking version of this. So was the only reason that I didn't get this. Because if I didn't, I would have got this without a shadow of a doubt.
Oh, it is a cracker.
It's just
really
beautiful.
Is. And I mean, Stephen was, because I when I got it, I have to admit I was a little bit disappointed because GEC with their lockers, their back lockers particularly, I think, wasn't it Jersey? Was it Jersey had said as well about having problems with lock rock and whatever else. And there is a wee bit of up and down play.
It's minimal, you know. It's really minimal.
I have to say, and Mike's Knives, who I got it from, I contacted him, and he just said, "Look, it's fairly normal." I think basically what he said is, they're all like that. It's not that this is an exception.
They're definitely not all like that, but you know.
But I'm talking about the ones he had, so it wasn't as if he could have replaced it with a better one or whatever else. But it was one of those cases that, you know, you can expect a little bit of this, so long as it's not side to side, and it's absolutely solid side to side.
Absolutely solid, and honestly, it is such a tiny little movement. It's not something I would.
And to be honest, I was so delighted with the knife in general.
Yeah.
And
it's not right. It shouldn't be there. I mean,
no, it's true.
I'm in no way saying, "Oh, it's GEC. They're allowed to do it." They're not. But when you get a batch, and nearly all of them are not, you know, a few of them have got it. What do? Do you send it back, and you might not get another one?
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing you've got to play in your mind, because when you buy them, this was bought, you know, at sort of our price over here. It's a GEC dealer, so he had them for a reasonable price.
£135.
£135 for this. You ain't going to buy another knife as good as that for £135 in the slip joint world. I mean, it's beautiful, a little bit, and it would never affect you in anything you're going to do.
No.
So, I mean, yeah, I like...
I've been carrying it ever since, I have to admit, in spite of the fact that I shouldn't be, but that's beside the point, because it's a locker.
Oh, of course, I'm going to measure it. I was going to say, no, the 3 inches, don't you?
Yeah, because the 3 inches, no, because it's a locker, Stephen.
Yeah.
Oh, it is a beauty.
But an absolutely stunning knife, I have to say. The fit and finish on it is just beautiful.
Yeah, it really
But the wood is the thing. I've got a real thing for wood at the minute. And that's Chechen rosewood. And here is 2 other rosewoods that, if you didn't see the video, this is Ashley Wright and Arthur Wright and Ashley Harrison. God, why am I doing? Go over here. They're both rosewood. One very dark, one very light, and then you get a rosewood like this, the Chechen, which is just stunning. Stunning.
Yeah, it's got a little bit of both, really. The dark and light stripes.
It would remind me very much of the Case Barlow, and I'll get that out. Sorry for being such a pest. This is my Barlow drawer on my goodens. This is a desert ironwood, and to me this. Let's see.
It's a wee bit. Oh, there you go. There's a no.
but it's a more of a swirly. But
Yeah.
colour wise, it's very much a nice match for it.
Yeah, it is almost perfect.
So there you go.
I don't know where this conversation is going, but they're now on the vaping flavors.
Mine's strawberry, grape, and apple. I think it is.
Okay, well, these guys are going from punchberry to skunk to acid OG.
Skunk.
I'm almost afraid to ask.
Legal dope.
Yeah. No, do have a serious question from Byron.
Right.
Speaking of bayonets, any opinions on the closure of Ontario Knife Company?
What a shame. Absolute shame that they can't make that work.
Yeah.
Because they have the ability. I think they needed to slim down their range and make good quality. Well, their quality was always pretty good.
I mean, for budget knives especially.
Yeah, I'm biased. I mean, I'm an Ontario rat. I mean, the Ontario Knife Company. This is my beater one for when I go camping. This is just an amazing knife. I love it. It's not even sharp. It's from, God, a couple of years ago since I've had a real good go. Wow. But I used it in the kitchen, down the caravan and all. And again, it's like anything that's carbon steel. I just wipe it and that's it. But it's never really rusted badly. Just there's a little bit up there. Yeah. But it just comes
that's
back.
All surface patina or whatever.
Yeah, it's just patina. But I've got a small one that's still in my kitchen now. I just think they're a great company, and it's such a shame they're going.
I like the shape of that. That's really cool. Actually.
But you see, if they made one, well, they do make a smaller one than, let's say, with a 5-inch blade, but made it slightly thicker.
Yeah,
and put the wooden handle, so that people would tend to buy it as an option to Mora or something to go bushcrafting with, because with a carbon steel and a wee bit thicker, just make a great camp knife. But I think it's just sad to me. I don't like to see any company going out of business, but especially someone with the history. Is it definitely going out of business, or is somebody buying it?
No, that's a good question.
And it's probably going to be a Chinese, an overseas.
And I suppose given the amount of competition out there, because we've been saying recently for the last year or more that it is a sort of golden age. There's so many producers at the minute that you have to be really at the top of your game.
And to sort of go on the bit that a lot of people. I mean, I don't mind. I buy Chinese, don't mind. But there's a lot of rich Chinese people out there looking for an investment, and they've got the ability to get them made for them in China, at prices that they're going to make a profit on it. So you get something like that, and I would worry that company gets handed over to a Chinese production, because then you've really lost it.
Yeah,
and it's not that maybe they'll make a good quality knife, but it's not going to be an Ontario knife anymore. Do you know what I mean? To me, it's sort of taking it away.
John's being rude again. I'm just saying. I'm not going to pass comment. But
I have a real thing for wood at the moment. Yeah, but
it is a classic. I have to say, they does pick good ones.
But I think it was Thrifty that done something with wood at one stage or other.
Yes, let's not get into the licking scandal. The licking scandal.
Yeah,
I think we've put it to bed, as the actress said to the bishop. No, and I suppose, Mikey, that's the big question I was asking myself. So the rat 1, the rat 2, all the rats are gone then if Ontario's gone. Yeah.
But to be honest with you, I think they left it too late to up their steel in them. Because, from I came around 6 years ago, everybody was recommending a rat 1 for a work knife.
Yeah.
Well, things have moved on in 6 years, but now still people say a rat 1. I would never say a rat 1 now. Yes, it's a great knife. And their Oz 8 is absolutely... I've still got my rat 1 on Oz 8. Fantastic. It does for me. But when you've got the likes of Kaiser coming out with absolutely amazing knives...
for 50, 60 bucks a time,
I mean...
That's your T1?
Yeah. This Kaiser T1, it opens better than a Rat 1, which has got a lovely opening. It's got 154 cm. It looks modern. It looks off the time. Whereas the Rat's a very old looking shape. And this is more comfortable than a Rat as well. So I think they maybe just missed... Whereas Buck, I think, are just catching it in time and changing and getting the better steels. I think Ontario probably missed it. Just went too old school for too long.
Yeah.
And there's nothing... I would still buy the old school, but there's an awful lot out there. The young ones don't really want it.
I know there's something to be said for a little bit of nostalgia, yeah.
Yeah. I do like nostalgia, but...
Yeah, and Mikey, yes, Ganzo do make a nice rat clone, but we were just talking about the 727 small last week. I
Yeah, they
swapped
do.
one for, and Stephen should have one there, I think.
No,
I
I've
don't know
got the Rat in D2, haven't I? Got
Yeah,
off
but
you?
you've got the Ganzo. Yeah, it's the 727. No, it was in
The
447.
72,
440C.
Yeah,
Yeah,
440C. Yes, yours is
yes,
a 440.
yeah.
Oh yeah, mine is the Ganzo. That's sorry,
Yeah,
it
it's
is.
a
Yeah,
Ganzo 727 small.
yeah. I swapped this for something. I don't know what was swapped, but
Yeah, that one. The one in G10.
oh, yeah. This is the Ganzo version, which is in 440C
With the axis lock.
with the axis lock, and I mean this just bang. It's just
Yeah, it's
beautiful.
broken in nicely. That one,
Yeah,
actually. I
it's
never
just
used it, no.
beautiful. It's in my wee go bag here,
There we go.
along with my rubber gloves, Justin.
Of course.
Never
Let's
be,
not go there. Let's not go there.
let's not be frightened of a man with the rubber gloves.
I already am. It's too late. It's too late. Talk to me about knives. What else did you get? What else did you get? What else did you get?
Oh yes, oh gosh, yes. This is for my mate Thrifty and Matt and all those ones who love their Rough Riders. Look what Paddy got. Their Rifleman series. And I got this over here. And when I do the review, I'm going to do it. It's new to me, let's put it like this, on Etsy. Dealer on Etsy who I got this off. And he gets quite a lot of knives that we don't get over here. And I couldn't believe my luck when I got this. But what I'll do is I'll leave it. I'm going to do the review on this Sunday. I think I'm going to do the review on this. So watch out for that. And I'll give you the new details of it. Because I would love us, our community. I'd love to give it out to people so that he gets more orders. Because it looks like he has the ability to get good knives over here. And it means then you're not worrying about the post. You're paying for the price it is here.
Excellent.
So I bought this.
Why don't you start with me?
What?
And give me his address.
No. No special favours, Well,
I'm
unless you-
wearing your bloody t-shirt.
That's not my t-shirt. That's my badge.
I'm wearing your gang colours is what I'm saying.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, baby.
So look at this. It comes in a tin. I mean, this is Rough Rider when they were just doing it. You know what I mean? That's just for a young lad. I mean,
it's awesome.
I'm an old lad, and I think it's brilliant.
Do you want to put it under the knife cam?
Yeah, why not? We'll put it on the knife cam. So it comes in a. There we go. Let me just get my wee vape out of the way. It comes in the wee tin box, and then you have this, which was the
cool.
Countryman Weekly, which must be a magazine over there in the States, and this knife was number 65 of 500. Now I don't know whether that's true or not, but I've really no reason to doubt it. But in this box, I told you I was getting into. Look at this. This is just. Look at
that's
that.
fabulous.
Isn't it just fabulous?
Holy
Look at that.
moly, that's a Rough Rider.
That's a Rough Rider. Now, and we say that they're good now, but when they were good back then, they were good back then.
And no big R on the bolster.
No,
either.
it's long before that. But look at that rifle and the detail on the rifle.
That is fabulous.
And I mean, that's the old Winchester, the old rifle I would have played with as a child. That was the one you went to Woolworths and got a gun and went out in the streets and shot the soldiers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, golden years. Golden years.
But look at that. That cross hatching is absolutely
Is that a
beautiful.
brown or is it a sort of burgundy or red?
It's
A deep
brown,
red?
yeah, it's brown.
Very nice.
It's just like a gun, it really is just like a gun stock.
Yeah,
And you can
checkered
see it,
pattern, yeah.
the gun stock pattern. It's two-bladed and it has the most lovely
That's a good pull on
spear
it,
blade. Yeah, look at that. And I love a bit of the old edge. I'm not going to use this. This is just,
That's a fabulous.
isn't it
point,
just
actually,
fabulous?
yeah.
Look at that. And then on the other side, it has, I think it's the Countryman series or something it has. I really haven't got to do much because I've been running about recently. There it is, the Countryman's Weekly magazine on that side and your number of the knife. But
Very
not a
tasty,
huge,
Stephen.
it just needs flushing out, to be honest. I was talking about your knife. It just needs flushing out.
Same treatment. Really.
But like look at the scales. I mean, back then they were still good enough back then for the price you would have paid for them. Now you'd pay dear for something like this now. This is about 1.5 times the price I would expect to pay for this. As an old or a new Rough Rider. But I was quite happy. That's just
That's
gorgeous.
cracking. That really am.
And they had another one, another Rough Rider, which had the big Bowie knife on it.
How much was that one going for?
That was 48.
That's really good.
Well, I mean, I know
For a
it's
knife of
dear.
that quality?
Yeah, I just think it's the chances of me getting another one without having
Yeah.
to do that transatlantic,
Yeah.
and hoping that the customs
Absolutely.
are.
Look, for something that you can't get any more now anyway, and that you wouldn't, it would have been difficult to get over here in the first place.
I mean, this is a keeper for me. This
Yeah.
is just to build up my, because I've got some really lovely Rough Riders now, and I just want to keep my. I don't buy a whole lot of them anymore because I've done all that.
Yeah.
I think I've gone through everything you can get in Rough Rider, and enjoyed the journey immensely.
Yeah.
But it's not now. But I still want to see something that I really like. Like I got the doctor's knife in the. Did you see my doctor's knife I got?
Yes,
The
I
other
think
week?
it did
Yeah.
actually, because you got it to compare it to
Yeah.
Jack Wolf.
I got the doctor's
the
knife the other
abalone,
week
yeah.
in the abalone, and I mean, there's two knives. Who wouldn't be proud to have them in their collection?
Very true.
I'm not really snobby. You can maybe tell that by the way I spoke. But
You kidding me? You just read pure class.
so I was really, really over the moon to get that. I have to say, it's lovely, really, really lovely, in a mint condition. Absolutely. I mean, he said it was when I was getting it. He said, "You're going to like this. It's in mint condition." As you know,
And
This-
did Ben
this here-
come from the same place?
no, there were two different places.
So that's another one you haven't told me about.
Yeah, but
I don't even know why I bother people. Why do I bother? I put myself out here on the line. I keep him on the air. Don't touch me! Don't touch me!
God, that sounds like home. So you got more? Anybody? Any other questions there?
No, they've just been drooling over your Rifleman. If you've
Isn't it? I am
if you
chuffed with
excuse
it.
the
Yeah.
expression. And I mean, Dane was just saying that he thought
think
it was
that
the best
one-
series in his opinion. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I've drooled over the American viewers that have had them in the channel. I think Thrifty has one, does he? Thrifty, do you have one?
No, Dane might be talking about the Cody Jack, so I'm not.
Oh, the
not-
Cody
not
Jack.
actually sure, but
Oh, the Cody Jack is beautiful.
Jason's just saying, "Ooh, what,
I
Jason?
should, make it
You're
similar.
sending him more stuff? What are you doing?" My address is.
Jason, do me a favour. Would you give us a wee message on my Instagram? It's just I want to repay something to you. So I've loads of knives here, and maybe something that you would like, and I would love to do the favour back. So give us a wee text. It's so good. I just can't get over how nice this community is, and I've been saying that for 6 years. So I don't know why I'm surprised.
That's true.
They are just nice people.
Expression of
Yeah.
like acknowledgement of.
Well, I think it's a lot of people out there
Generosity
realise that
is
when you're
good.
running a channel, you have to change your stock, and it's so expensive. Like I'm on a pension. It's not that I have, I'm not poor. I live, fairly comfortably, but
There's a limit.
There's a limit
only
to what
certain-
you can go
there's only
to.
a certain
Yeah.
much amount that you can do,
And I mean,
absolutely.
I've had to cut it back so far. But I mean, I just love this when you get people, and I mean, Jason's not the other way. There's so many people have helped me out.
Yeah, you can fight amongst yourselves.
Oh.
I mean, he would take me. Come on, he's got the bigger blade.
I wouldn't. I'll give him. I'll tell you what. If you give me one, I'll give Justin one.
And there's Matt and Thrifty's show in a nutshell.
I just realised that.
Oh no, I thought you were being deliberate.
No, I'm not that clever. I just realised what I said. Oh, I can see their two eyes right now.
Oh, God,
Matt will have to stop working for the night.
Matt will have fallen on the ground.
Never
He'd
even-
be on the floor.
Oh, I'm such an innocent man. I'm a child of yesteryear.
Oh dear. And Mikey's stocking up and I'll tell you that. That's awesome. That's a good reaction. That's a good reaction.
I'll tell you
Probably-
what, try and get the Ontario Rat, the original ones in Oz 8, and test them against the D2
The D2,
ones.
that would be
Because I
interesting,
think
actually.
you'll be quite surprised how well they do.
Oh, one each to match your t-shirts. That's the way to go. No, Jason, don't be daft. And there we go. Go on. Yes. That it was an own goal actually. Yeah, an own goal. Well and truly.
It's really... Thrifty must have gone and missed this, and so has Matt. They're not on there.
No,
They must have missed
they're
it.
still
No,
laughing.
no,
They're
they've
still reveling.
We're not going to put this up now.
Either that or they're going live with it. As we speak. Oh, so yeah, and while Paddy was doing that, while Stephen was doing that, I just took a punt because we'd been talking last week about Barlows, and I have very few Barlows. So I just did what we always do. We always advise everybody else to do. Get a Rough Rider to see if you like them. And so I ended up buying this. We won second hand. It's the tortoiseshell Barlow from Rough Rider, which is a really nice little knife in sort of apprehension, but I have to say I was a wee bit disappointed with the execution. And again, Stephen sort of looks at me with a sort of veiled contempt and goes, what do you want for 18 quid? You know, do you want GEC quality for £18? And all you did was buy it as an experiment. And I have to say, they're lovely wee knives. So we've got...
It's really a wee, just cheap one. That's for you.
Oh no, I've got one of those.
Oh, have you got one of
I've
those?
got one
Oh,
of those,
right.
yeah.
Oh, I didn't know you had one of them.
I do. Thank you very much. And that's your good one. That's your good one.
Yes,
with
yeah.
the thingy and everything. But yeah, no, I've got a Taylor's Eyewitness. I actually forgot to bring that with me, actually. But, yeah, so that's...
And to be honest, I think this is a lovely shape. I think they've done really well with it. Now, this was bought second hand.
Oh, aye.
And it did say there was marking on the blade. But I think a really good sort of buff with a Dremel will do that.
And this is the thing I have to say that Stephen was talking to me about this. Now he's been doing this for long enough that he knows all the tricks of the trade, and I'm getting so sharpening was when I did the Swiss Army knives, as you know, I sort of got into taking them apart. I know how to care for Swiss Army knives, but this sort of stuff there is definitely an art to maintaining these things in good condition. So Stephen was telling me some of his tips, which I think we could share with the gentlemen.
Well, most people, will have heard them on that. I mean, this is a Rough Rider, and sometimes when you get, other times are fine, but sometimes you'll get a very slow. Well, that's not too bad. I mean, I've had a lot worse than this, but it's not a very strong pull. And on the open here, it is just lackadaisical completely. But Rough Riders are renowned coming from the factory with gunk. And a lot of knives from a lot of factories come with gunk in them. And what you do is you flush them out, and you'll find this is never going to be super snappy because the pull isn't there from here. But it's all right, it's about a 4. But it would be, I'd quite happy work with it. It wouldn't bother me in the slightest. It has a nice ricasso too, so you can get right up so that it's not going to close on you. And these are just wee tips that if you don't get them from other people, it's, But that wee ricasso, you jam your finger in there and that blade will not close on you no matter what hits it. So one of the things, and Tom from Knife Delights, he started this new thing because everybody would have dipped them in something, but he had started doing it with mineral oil. Mm-hmm. And you just get a wee tray, top so that it covers the whole knife in mineral oil, and throw it in it for 24 hours. And when you take it out and just put it under a hot tap and flush it through, and constantly do that under the tap for just a few seconds, not all day. But once you do that, and then dry it thoroughly, use a hairdryer from a distance to dry it off.
I can just see my wife coming up into the bedroom and finding me using the hairdryer to dry my knives. Yeah, but that's another line out.
But you're going to say, my love, my love.
My sweet, my precious. Sorry, went full Gollum there. I beg your pardon.
So do that, and then after you've dried it off completely, a little tiny drop of oil in the top, and you'll find a much nicer knife to use.
Oh, I'm looking forward
to that.
I
hope so. It doesn't always work.
See, these are tips from the experts that are worth gold. They're gold, people.
They're not experts. There's lots out there.
But it's funny, though, because especially, I know how to deal with my sacks, but it's things like the word... come on.
Oh,
really?
Dear blesses. Oh, Thrifty and they're missing such a show.
Can we rewind this?
Oh, dear God.
And take 2. Oh, I finally killed him, Randy. You're not wrong. You are not wrong.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, dear. Our material just gets weaker and weaker all the time. So, yes, that. I've lost completely what I was
Yeah,
going to say.
forget about
So-
your sax and just talk about the Rough Rider.
No, that's what I was saying. I was
Yeah.
saying I know how to maintain materials on them, but things like wood, micarta, G10, and I mean, while it's fake tortoiseshell, I mean it's a plastic cover
Yeah.
on this. There's always a concern that
You're gonna
whatever,
wreck it.
yeah, you're going to wreck
Well,
it,
that's the-
discolor it, or
Yeah, and
or
that's the
shrink
nice
it,
thing
or
about
whatever else.
mineral oil. I don't think I would put. Well, mineral oil. I think I would soak my card in it with a bit of a cloth and put it. I don't know whether I'd dip it in for 24 hours.
'Cause
Never
it just
try
soak
that.
in.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
it would just maybe make it too. But wood, bone, things like that are. I would risk putting them in now. If it was a very high end knife, I might think a little bit twice. But for working knives and your medium price, it looks like it doesn't do any damage whatsoever. And even the bone, it gives it a bit of moisture back into the bone again. Gives it
reconditions
yeah,
it almost.
reconditions it.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a real super tool to use.
They were there. They were looking. There's Matt.
You're a bad man. Everybody go and unsubscribe from Matt Slippy Sawyer.
There are
Unsubscribe.
vultures circling round us, Stephen, waiting to punch. That's what's happening.
Oh dear.
You okay, mate? You
No,
okay?
I think I've got
done
a burst an ulcer or something.
He's done himself an injury now. Holy Moses. Yes, Don. Yes, the old Q-tips trick I've used myself actually, but the
Yeah.
mineral oil seems to be coming out as this wonder.
Yeah, it's for soaking it down and not doing it any damage.
Yeah,
And it
because
does.
it's a sort of neutral.
It actually lifts rust, which is the amazing thing that it actually. Now it maybe mightn't take it away altogether, but a wee rub afterwards usually gets rid of the most of it.
Oh, here we go.
And then when
There
you
we go.
oil
You
it,
see, you even missed that one.
when you oil it and give it a good rub afterwards, it's all right.
Yes, Thrifty, you're quite right. You have absolutely corrupted every single person here. We can say nothing. So it's just as well that we're coming out the other end of our hour, and and we should probably quit when we're ahead.
Hopefully nobody else watches.
But we're having too much fun.
And I'll tell you what he got to that really annoyed me this week. Show them that. These are like hen's teeth over here.
Look at that. Look at that. Wee skeletal. I've been looking for one of these for ages. Do you want to whack it under the...
I'll whack it under it, yeah.
Whack it under the knife cam there, and we'll
There
have
we
a
go.
look.
Look at this.
I've been looking for a skeletal for ages, and I'd asked Dan our mate Dan at Bladebridge to keep an eye open for me, because he would have occasionally got skeletals through. So
Can you see the 154 CM?
yeah, this is the CX, so it's the higher end one. It's been beaten about a bit, but a Leatherman.
Good gosh, no, that's it's a work tool that's supposed
Yeah,
to be
exactly. I mean, I know, but it's second hand. I'm more to the point. I got it for less than 50 quid. These things are 120 quid brand new,
Yeah,
so
uh-huh.
it's
I wouldn't pay that for a new one.
no.
Because I've got leather ones, but I pay 50 quid for a
exactly.
CX model.
Yeah, and I have to say, I love it as a set of pliers with a decent blade and also the screwdriver on it is fantastic.
Yeah, well, I mean, I've got that Leatherman that's got all the different screws in it, which you can use with this as well, which makes this doubly useful.
Mm-hmm. But it's the weight of it. It's so light for a Leatherman. It's just a perfect size.
But it's the clip
the wee
thing on it.
carabiner is fantastic. Just
Clip it on your belt and away you go. Especially if you're doing a bit of work around the house, you're not having to hook it. But where did I put that knife? It's clipped.
Absolutely. So yeah.
Yeah. So over the minute, and you got a Leatherman squirt.
Yes, I sort of went full Leatherman last month, and because
that is honestly, I think, one of the best.
it is
tools.
the squirt is great, and it's the squirt pliers as opposed to the squirt scissors. So it's just a fantastic wee thing. And
Right, everybody in the talk box there. What is your favourite small multi-tool? And I want to see the gap between sort of Swiss Army knives and Leathermans, or just to see if there's a difference. So, what's your favourite small multi-tool? I don't think this show is PG rated. You have the squirt. Appropriate for you too. Yeah, the gang's
Is
coming.
that a height joke, John? Is that a height joke? Really? We're going there? We're going there. Behind the cathedral at dawn. Just you and me, kid. I'll bring the bayonet.
Stop calling me a bayonet.
That's his gang name. Bayonet. No, okay, we're getting really ridiculous now. So
I
yeah.
have a Leatherman micro, yeah.
Ooh, Leatherman wouldn't even do the warranty. Speaking of warranties, I sent away 2 Swiss Army knives to Victorinox to be
All right.
repaired. And it was an old mechanic, 1970s mechanic, and an Ambassador, which is also discontinued. And I just got word back. They're both fixed and they're on their way back to me.
Happy days, just in
So-
time.
I don't think the knives themselves didn't cost me anything. Well, Dan gave me a good deal on the mechanic because it was damaged. But it cost me £10 each to repair. So brand new, 2 brand
Fantastic.
new vintage Swiss Army knives for £10 each. I thought
Fantastic.
fantastic. Now it's taken about 68 weeks,
Right.
but it was well worth doing it. So
Oh,
yeah,
definitely.
Don, thank you for I'm sorry about your lack of warranty, but Victorinox warranty, can't recommend it highly enough.
What was Dawn saying? What was this?
Don was saying that the squirt is discontinued and Leatherman
Yeah.
didn't honour the warranty on it, even though
All
it's a
right.
lifetime warranty, which is unusual.
That is really unusual, yeah. Because I've got the squirt. I love it. I've had it for years. I love it. And the other one I like was the wee micro.
The micro's a good wee tool, but
Uh-huh.
to be honest, for scissors,
Yeah.
I'm going to go Victorinox every
Yeah,
time.
definitely. The squirt is a better knife to me. It's more expensive, but it's worth the extra couple of quid that you pay for it,
Yeah.
in my opinion. But the other one, if you can't afford it, the other one's perfect.
It's just that I wanted a pliers based mini tool, and you have to go Leatherman if you're going to go with that. No, the Gerber Diamond
The Gerber Dime, yeah,
is good, but the Leatherman's got a little bit of extra solidity.
It's the
to
micro that is the smaller Leatherman, isn't it?
Yes.
And it's
But
the Gerber Dime. That's the one.
Yeah.
Did I give you a Gerber Dime?
Yes, you did.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with the Gerber Dime, but it's just not as
Robust.
robust.
Yeah.
That's a great word for it. But for everyday use,
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
and I mean, even the squirt, when I would have gone camping, it was great for lifting a pot off the fire. You know, the bail
Yeah.
handle, just putting the wee thing on it, and you could lift it off without burning the hand yourself.
That's really handy. Actually.
So it was
It is,
really
it's
good for that.
John, on Sunday, what am I doing on Sunday? Maybe? Oh, no. Sorry. If it had been last Sunday, I could have. But my brother-in-law's getting married on Saturday. And everybody, the whole family's
You're
here
not
at the
gonna be
weekend.
well, are you?
No, I'm gonna be fine. I don't do
You
that
don't do it,
anymore.
yeah.
No, I'm done after 3 beers. So it's a case of just go straight to bed. Do not pass go. Do not collect $100.
Yeah, that's what I heard. 3 beers and he's in bed.
3 beers, yeah. 4 beers. I don't even make it. So John, sorry, but no, because my son's coming home at the weekend, and I'm not sure if I should admit this live.
No, I've already told them.
All right, fair enough. Yes,
But we all agree that it's a lovely thing to be able to do.
it is.
As men,
I play Dungeons and Dragons with my boys in the weekend, so there you go.
everybody's. When you get an older child who still wants to,
Yeah, I know.
it is flipping. That's gold.
Yeah,
It is
when
gold.
I talk about older child, one of them's 25 and the other one's 23. So yeah,
But I mean, that's
absolutely.
amazing to be still doing that. My hat's off to you. I'm very jealous, actually. I can't play computer games, but there again,
Yeah, however, Byron has said I've got to get my priorities right.
exactly, and that is it. That is
Yeah,
right.
I should tell family and friends to forget about it and get on to RJ's knives.
But yeah, hopefully, as soon as you know you've got a free weekend, you'll let me know, and I'll certainly let you know.
Yeah.
And we'll get them on, because
Don't see, you're absolutely right. There's no shame in D&D, unless of course you're playing Pathfinder 2nd edition, which is what we've switched to of late, just to bring the changes. But we won't speak of that anymore because we get into a whole kind of war.
I couldn't ask you to open that window, Justin.
Can indeed.
You're making me very hot.
Oops.
You have to push. See the wee button on the left there? Can you reach it up on the left? Sorry.
Can I reach it?
Well, it's built for
Actually,
it's built for big people. You see the one just you can reach it. Your hands at the same level as it. Just go in the top of it. Just push it. That's it.
There we go.
There we go. You see, it's not that small.
I know, but I had to stand on a box to get there. Anyway, we're already on an hour and 10 minutes, so thank you very much, Mikey and John. I know that my secrets are safe with you, are absolutely safe with you, and there we go, folks. Have we got anything more to show anybody?
No,
or
unless anybody's got a quick question you would like answered before we go. If you're sitting there with a question, I missed it, go ahead, stick it up now and we'll answer that. And apart from that, I've enjoyed the crack being with you again. Look, this is not a knife knowledge show. This is just a bit of crack, and we'll talk about knives. So,
a pair of Egypts having a bit of crack.
And we are having fun, which is the best part about
Yeah.
it. I love it. And I love the fact that you join in. Thank you so much.
Well, you guys make it. It has to be said. I
Absolutely.
mean, if we weren't having these sarky comments in the talk box, or
Except for Kniffy and Sawyer, the rest are all right.
they're not too bad.
What? Right. How much is the Kaiser, Paddy? Zen, I think it's somewhere around $70. I got mine in the trade, so I have no idea what it is over here. But I know in America, I think it's somewhere between $60 and $70.
Yeah.
And Zen, if you want one and you can't get one, come back to me and I'll send you this one. There's no problem whatsoever. That would be a pleasure. You support the community too. Another one. If you can't get one, I'll send you this one. It was my knife of the year last year. That's how much I think. I think it's a fantastic knife.
It is a cracker. It is
fantastic.
A cracker. But yes, I think Thrifty can have the final the final word. Yes, I know it's always dangerous dropping the soap, Thrifty. Quite right. So, guys, thank you very much. Absolutely fantastic evening talking with you. And with you, Steve.
Oh, yes. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Thank you so much. We'll see you.
It's good night from us.
We'll see you someday next week.
Absolutely.
Day to be confirmed.
Wouldn't miss it.
And we probably will forget to remind you the day before.
Sorry.
Did you not do it this week again? Bloody slap.
It was 4 o'clock before it went on.
Right.
I've been distracted.
See you again,
See
folks.
you guys.
Thanks very much indeed. Bye now.